feeling like I'm academics. Can't ride away.
What else did I do? Yo, look at Drake's face. He looks so sad. Oh, man. My boy Jersey. All right. I looked at that before. Okay. So Tyla, and we all know her. She's like the woman who's gone super viral for, her song Water. An African singer that finally had a Breakfast Club interview. Now, she talked about her, like, we friends though moment with Kai Cenat. Don't really care too much to kind of put that on the, the table, but she further talked about her, like, ethnicity, right? And that was, like, an interesting moment. Let me see if I can find it. No. The Breakfast Club. In the interview...
Where is Jess?
Let me see. Where's it at? Yeah. In the interview, they asked her about her ethnicity, and it kind of got a little odd. With some people, it was like, what the fuck? What's the word? Oh, here we go. Thank you.
About your identity as a South African colored person. What does that even mean?
Can we not? Por favor.
Oh, I like that. We keeping that in the interview too. I like when they talk from the back and say we can't. I like that. I like the character. That's good. That's even better.
Next one, please.
That's even better. About your identity as a South African colored person. What does that even mean?
Yeah, so she looks back there and like her team jumps in. Unfortunately, I think, I think she did the best thing by not really saying anything about this. And some people might be like, yo, is there a problem if she did answer the question? I think what happens is that things get lost in translation, especially when you're talking to Black Americans. And I think Burna Boy suffered from that a lot, right? Where every time he wanted to explain how he viewed race or he viewed blackness, and it was more in line with how maybe people from his, region of the world, which is obviously, Nigeria, may view a topic, but it might not be all the way congruent with how Black Americans view it. People thought he was either, trying to act like he's more superior to Americans or whatever the case is. And people actually resented him a little bit. Like, I'm talking about Burna Boy. He had to issue statements or whatever, correcting whatever he had to say, because people felt like he was trying to, like, shit on Black Americans while bigging up Americans that were born elsewhere. I think that's one of the reasons why Tyla doesn't answer that question, right? Like, from when I'm hearing it, apparently there's a debate that they identify, and by the way, she's from South Africa, right? She identifies as colored, right? Which is supposedly, like, she identifies as colored, not black, which, I mean, I really don't understand that. But this is what we have to, I keep telling everybody in the world, bro, or I keep telling everybody here. When y'all are dealing with people that's not born in the United States, we got to start opening our minds. Like, the way how they view things and the way how they talk about things are very different. Their cultures are different. We have to start accepting that people might have grown up somewhere different and have a different type of discernment towards either labels or how they feel about certain shit. And yeah, I don't give a fuck if, who the fuck cares about what? Yeah, that's another thing too. Like, with all due respect, the girl that sings makes me mad, like I don't give a fuck what she thinks about, like, that type of stuff. Nor should you even give a fuck what I think about it, honestly. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's an entertainer. it's an entertainer. Like these problems, if we're thinking about race or colorism or whatever, they're bigger than this motherfucking artist. So this is like a interesting moment, but I think she did the best job of not saying something, even though the moment it still kind of happens because it's captured on camera that your rep is saying you're avoiding it. So you avoiding it makes people feel like you have a stance that is different or maybe goes against the stance that other people have, right? Like, like most Black Americans, right? I gotta get some more info on that. In South Africa, people, do they look at colored and black as two different things? Tyla colored. Let me see.
Tyla has reacted to the backlash she's gotten over her ethnicity.
Wait, is she half black, half white though? Because apparently she said her mom was like white or something, right?
Gorgeous new singing sensation Tyla, who had a smash hit with her song Water, is currently sparking a race war online. Tyla is only 21 years old and hails from South Africa, and she has proudly opened up about her heritage via her TikTok page. She said, "I am a colored South African. I come from a lot of different cultures. A lot of people were outraged with the way she used the word colored, as this is used a lot as a derogatory term against black people. What was meant to be an innocent video posted to share her background and culture with her fans has turned into a huge cultural debate on social media, and people are claiming that her career is over because of her comments." After all of this, Tyla finally cleared all of it up. She addressed this in an Instagram comment where she said, "Tired of this stuff. I'm a performer. Talk about my songs, my videos." In other news, Tyla has recently been spotted out partying with Kai Cenat, an internet sensation and streamer who is currently
So basically, I guess people wanted her to say she's black, but she's using another type of term, which is colored. Okay.
Peace. Among many other wonderful things, Tyla is a South.
Oh my God, YouTube is hating on my ad blocker. Come on, stop playing.
Peace. Meet Tyla. How do I know that her name is Tyla? Because
hey, it's Tyla.
That's how she self-identifies. Among many other wonderful things, Tyla is a South African colored woman. Not black, not biracial, colored. That's colored in South Africa and colored here in the United States, despite the fact that many Black Americans don't want to call Tyla colored because of our own negative association with the term colored during segregation. But you see, South Africa had their own segregation called apartheid. Apartheid was a white supremacist power structure. And in the context of white hegemony, there are certain social privileges that come along with proximity to whiteness. While colored South Africans are generationally mixed, one can be colored in South Africa without being the child of an interracial couple. So you see, if Tyla were to kowtow to the sensibilities of Black Americans and refer to herself around the world as a Black woman, she would run the risk of offending Black South Africans who know and have experienced the difference between being Black and colored in South Africa.
Oh, wow. By the way, thanks to this guy, he just gave me, like, in a 1-minute clip, he just gave me the whole explanation. Okay, so it's basically niggas in America who are mad at her because they want her to say she's black, but in South Africa and what they've gone through, if you're probably a lighter skinned person, knowing that you haven't gone through the plight of the darker skinned Black South Africans, you would refer to yourself as colored. But in America, the term colored is kind of like, wait, why are you using that term? Because of our, okay, it makes all the sense in the world now. Okay, so Tyla's right. You know, I've always just said, we here in the United States keep thinking that everybody needs to kowtow to what we got going on. Hell nah, man. Like, what the fuck? Like, niggas, first of all, these niggas need to get a passport, man. Like, you can't listen to these niggas. Niggas need to go get a fucking passport. You have to realize that people live and talk differently, and they have different traditions and just different shit that they care about in other places in the world. If you live in motherfucking Milwaukee or motherfucking Houston, nigga, that's not the fucking center of the world, nigga. That's just some degenerate shithole. Okay? Let Tyla she's from a whole different place. Let her be true to where she's from. And like, you know what I mean? One thing about America, like as a country, but even sometimes us Americans, we want to change people to our shit. It's like as soon as we see somebody who different from us, we be like, all right, how can we get you to become the same as us? We ain't gonna change nothing to it. No. Okay, so as long as this isn't, I thought this was maybe a problem, an emblematic problem with how she viewed herself. Like she was in denial, but it's like, no, this is kind of normal of South Africans and South African people who are like her. What's the problem?
Remember that race itself is a social construct, and there are many societies around the world. Are Dominicans black? Are Panamanians black? Are indigenous Australians black? Are Somalians black? Or Egyptians? Or Eritreans? Seychellois black? These are...
Okay, so, and I guess I'm saying all that to say, Tyla's not an American. Now, if Tyla was an American, we would tell her to get that color shit out of here. She's black, right? Because in America, we only consider people black or, you know, white or some other shit, right? And we don't really use the word colored. But Tyla, Burna Boy, and people who are still non-Americans, even though they influence culture in America, you can't expect them to acquiesce to American standards. They're not American. You get what I mean? Now, if they were American, we'll tell them, shut the fuck up. This is how we rock in America. But they're not American. It is what it is. So I'm not Tyla. Good for her.
They're all questions that are often debated, but the answer all depends on which colonial context you subscribe.
Like, and I say that to say, yeah, I understand. I understand there's certain Dominicans who they resent even saying that they're black, right? But they're in the Dominican Republic. Now, if them motherfuckers was in the Bronx, we tell them, shut the fuck up, nigga. Like you're at least how society will view you here. You're fucking a person, either a person of color or motherfucker, you're black. You know what I mean?
Because ironically,
or
you know who's not black? Black people. Because it was Dwight Mann who invented race in the first place.
Okay.
And quite...
I just think you're getting too deep now. This thing is getting too fucking deep. Okay. All right, my brother. Isn't Trevor Noah?
Tyla has reacted to the backlash.
Isn't Trevor Noah from South Africa? Okay. All right, chat. We're at 3 o'clock. I don't even know why I started streaming so late because I think we're only at 4 hours and